Well. Today's video is going to be a sensitive topic, okay? Because the topic at hand is something that this woman claims happened to her children based on some guy that she married in a week or two, right? But here's the thing, guys, right? I'm going to give you both sides to what I believe. You can make sure you take care of yourself, right? Make sure you take care of yourself. And if you have kids, make sure you take care of your kids, right? For the women, for the men, for the women especially. Watch who you date, okay? Make sure you look into the person. I tell that for guys all the time, but if there's any woman watching, watch who you date, okay? Don't just date just to date. But to add some context to this, understand this. This woman right here, I've never seen her a day in my life before until this video, right? This video popped up on my feed. It's been blowing up all over the internet. Since then, she's deleted every single video, and the only video that she has on her page is this one. The day that this video popped up on my page, right, it has, let's see, it has how many views? 2.4 million views, okay? A lot of channels have reacted to it. Everyone's talking about it. And so when I clicked on her channel the first time, right, because I clicked on the channel and I don't take things at face value, right? I like to look into who the person is. So after clicking on her page, the very first thing I saw on her bio, which she has since removed from her bio, right? Interesting. It said trophy wife, and it said something about teaching women hypergamy. The word hypergamy was in her bio. It either said teaching women hypergamy or it just said hypergamy, right? Hypergamy channel, something like that. And if anyone has followed her before and you have a screenshot of it, maybe you know. But I checked the other day because I was thinking about making this reaction video. I checked yesterday, actually, and it was gone. So, interestingly enough, for those of you who don't know, what is hypergamy, right? The whole red pill community and all of that, right? The majority of the reason why they were created was because of hypergamy, right? Anytime I've watched a video of a creator talking about the red pill, right? They're always talking about how women are hypergamous. So what is hypergamy? Hypergamy is when a woman will date a man because of his social status or because of his financial status, right? So meaning, this woman, if she finds a better mate, if she finds a man with more social status, if she finds a man with more money, she'll leave you for him. She'll divorce you. She'll take half your money. She'll put you on child support and go on to the next one, right? Opportunity, right? Opportunity to the next one. They just see men as a dollar sign, right? And funny enough, this woman follows, and I saw a snippet of her saying that she took inspiration from who? From the Sprinkle lady. The one that I've reacted to on here saying these women are using these manipulation tactics for, to get men, right? Using manipulation tactics just to get men's money. So with this being said, right? Because this video pops up on my page and I don't know this woman. I don't know her at all. I don't know if she's telling the truth. I don't know if she's lying. I don't know her. I'm going based off what I've seen. And what I've seen, right? Because people just listen to what she says and they go in the comments and they just back everything that she says. Understand, in this world, you can't just take people just on their word, right? It's unfortunate, but people make up shit. I'm not saying shit can't happen, but people make up shit, right? Look at Juicy Smollett or whatever they call him. That man's, made up this whole story that some people came up to him with a noose and put it around his neck and called him this and had MAGA hats on. And now look at him. I think he's still going through the whole system with the courts and everything because they said that he just falsified this shit and made it all up, right? But with the context of this lady made this video I'll let her talk for herself. I'll let you guys look into it. But just think about this, right? Before we get into it, think about this. A woman claiming that her husband did something to her kids. I'm not saying it's true or false. I don't know. Only the kids know. Because, right, if this actually happened to the kids, only the kids know. Because if she found out, then that's something that it's very unfortunate, right? Anybody who does anything to kids deserves to be, I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but they deserve to no longer be on this earth, okay? Because anyone who inflicts harm on someone who is so naive, who has no way of protecting themselves mentally or physically, is a bitch, is a piece of shit, okay? So we don't know what happened. We don't know. But think about that, right? A woman who takes advice from someone on how to manipulate men out of their money, and then on top of that, she says that she married him after like a week. So if you married him after like a week, the only reason you're with him is money, right? So what would stop this woman from doing something that could potentially bring her more money, right? Let's get right into it, guys.
Hi, ladies. Hi, trophies. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. If you hear any noise in the background, that's the new baby. A lot has happened since the last time that I recorded. I think the last time you guys saw me, I was in my second trimester, and yeah, I think I did post an update in the community section when the baby was born. And I said that I would be back soon, and that was a few months ago now. I thought that when I came back on here that it would be to maybe do like some kind of newborn favorites or meet my new baby or something like that, but unfortunately, it's been a little over a month since I had to end up leaving my husband.
If you're completely ripped and shredded like me,
I'm gonna be real honest, bro. It's interesting that she took hypergamy out of, her YouTube channel. If that's what your channel stands for, why would you take it out now that you've made this video? It's just kind of strange, right? It's almost like you don't want people to look at it through a different perception, so that there's a smoke screen that you're not the type of person who she is, right? Because that's a fact, right? That's not speculation, right? Anything that happened between the dad or whatever, or whatever allegedly happened, we don't know about that. But what we do know is this woman is a woman who goes after men for financial benefit. So it's just interesting that she deleted all those videos that she's made and that her whole YouTube channel was about. And it's interesting that she deleted hypergamy off her bio. It's like media control, right? When something happens in the media and they want to control your perception, they leave some information out of it, right? So someone just sees this video at face value. It sounds like a really fucked up video. But if you were to see what this type of woman is, adds a little more context to it, right? Makes you think.
I honestly don't even really know where to start with this, just because it's just such a hard topic. And I honestly thought that by the time I got on here that I wouldn't have any.
And really quick, I don't mean to pause, but I got to add this in here, right? Apparently, the niece of the man who she is accusing, the man who supposedly is, her ex-husband, the niece came out, supposedly, I don't know if that's the niece, I watched a little bit of the video, and she said that she made this whole thing up. This is he say, she say, right? We don't know anything. We're from the outside looking in. Anything that I say, you can't get mad at me, right? You can't get mad at me and say, listen, we're just seeing things from the outside. I'm not saying what did or did not happen. We're just seeing things from the outside, and we all have our own different opinions, right? But this video came out, and then another video, supposedly the niece of the guy, if you type it in, I married a monster niece, it'll show you the video of the girl saying all this is made up. All of it is bogus. She says that never happened, right? She says, oh, her tears are fake. So just to add some context to it.
Tears left because I've just cried so much. It's like I built this channel and this whole brand around being this man's wife and trying to teach other women how to attract good men and provider men and all these different things. And I truly held my husband, or saw him, as the bar for what every woman should, type of man that, or type of husband that every woman should aspire to have. And I didn't realize that the person I married was actually going to be my biggest nightmare. So basically, when I first met my husband, as I've already talked about in another video, I think it was my single mom video, I explained, a little bit about how we met. And I really thought that man was my Prince Charming. So when I first met my husband, I thought that he was my Prince Charming. I thought that he was my knight in shining armor, and he portrayed himself to be this amazing, upright, righteous Christian man. And I believed him.
Knight in shining armor. Knight in shining armor, right? The perfect man. Married in a week. Even if someone is your knight in shining armor, what woman do you know will marry a man in a week? Let alone be your girlfriend, but marry. A week to marry someone is clearly there is a financial motive, okay? So I don't know about this whole knight in shining armor thing. The only thing I do know is that there is financial benefit, right?
I think shortly after we got married, and this is something that I haven't talked about, I started noticing like certain things changed with him. And I just started to see a few things that I didn't like. But I honestly thought that some of these were things that I could get past.
He what? He R me 4 times in the first few months of our marriage? Again, we don't know what happened behind closed doors, right? There's most definitely monsters out here, right? I watch Vitaly stream, and they catch predators every weekend. 3 days out of the week, they catch at least 3 to 4. So these motherfuckers are out here. But the problem is the source, right? When the source is coming from a woman who is hypergamous, that she claims to be hypergamous, she claims to go after men's money, right? This is the big reason why so many men don't want to get married nowadays. And I'm not saying that what she's doing is 100% fake, right? I'm just saying the reason why so many guys don't want to get married nowadays is because for the man, there's too much risk, right? You get married, you end up marrying a woman who is hypergamous, who's after your money, and she's just been selling you a lie this whole time, making you feel like she's actually in love with you, but in reality, she's after something else. You get married, you invest all this money into a wedding ring, a marriage, right? A wedding, and then she divorces you after she's already had a kid with you, right? Has a kid with you, so she locks you in. Now, you and her have a kid, so if she divorces you, now she can take half of your shit, right? Now she can put you on child support for 18 years. And she doesn't have to just ask for the minimum amount. These women are out here putting men on child support just so they can buy Gucci bags, right? Getting paid way more than what the child needs to eat. Again, financial motive. That's why so many guys are not getting into marriages nowadays. Look at Brittany Renner. If you guys know Brittany Renner, I don't remember the whole situation, but I do know that she trapped this basketball player, right? She seduced him. I forgot the name of the basketball player. If you guys know it, drop it down below. I think it was like, I don't know, PJ or whatever the fuck his name is. I don't watch basketball. But anyways, I do know that she trapped him, right? She seduced him. Made him, inside of her, right? She made him do that so that she could have a baby. And then what happened? It was all a manipulation tactic, right? So that's the reason why so many guys don't want to get married nowadays. Because it's so easy for a woman to allege that you did something to her, and all of a sudden, you're fucked up, right? That's why I recommend that every guy, you make sure you keep evidence of text messages and shit, right? If you're going on dates with random women, right? I had this happen to me one time to where I went over to this woman that I had just met, her hotel or whatever, and the chick was crazy, right? She was crazy up here. And I had to figure a way to get out of that situation because she was just crazy. She was asking me for one thing, and then when I tell her about it, she didn't say that. So the chick clearly didn't have all her marbles up here. And so in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I got to get out of here. I can't do anything here. Because what happens if tomorrow suddenly she says, oh, something happened, and I didn't say we could do that, right? She already told me that about some food. Hey, can you get me this food? Sure. Bring the food. Oh, I never said that. Huh. Interesting, right? So you got to know how to protect yourself, fellas. You got to know how to look at things and notice when there's a trap in place, right? I'm not saying that's what was going to happen 100%, but I'd rather not take the risk. I'm the type of guy where I'm going to see something, and if it looks like it's a risk, if it comes to women, right? I'm not talking about life, quitting your job and starting a business. That's a risk. But I'm talking about when you potentially might be fucking with a woman who's after your money or is going to try and make some allegations against you. It's better to not even get into that, right? It's better to just completely avoid that. It's not worth the headache. Stop thinking with your dick for once and stop getting into relationships. Stop fucking these women and coming inside of them who you're thinking with your dick. You're not thinking about this woman's crazy. This woman might claim some shit that I didn't do. And then you're fucked up, right? You're in fucking jail. Because at the end of the day, who are they going to believe? They're going to believe the woman. They're not going to believe you. If a woman says something that you did to her, right? 9 times out of 10, they're going to believe the woman. So guess what, guys? You have to be able to spot shit from a mile away, because if you're going to marry a woman, don't marry a woman after 1 week, right? I always say on this channel, You shouldn't get into a relationship with a woman until after 6 months to a year. That's for being a girlfriend, right? Marriage, years. That's what I believe, years. So you can vet this woman and make sure she's actually in it to be with you. Because if a woman's willing to wait years being your girlfriend, right? She's in love with you. She wants you, because any woman who's after financial gain, she's going to be gone after less than a year, right? This woman couldn't wait a week. So guys, the moral of this story is, and once again, I'm not saying what she's saying is not true. I'm just saying, guys, you have to protect yourself nowadays. You can't be, it's better to be safe than sorry, right? And for those of you who can't see it, let me show you what she put on the screen, right? Let me show you, okay? Because y'all probably couldn't see that, right? He blanked me 4 times in the few months of our marriage. Okay.
It's like sad to even say like I could get past some of these things. I don't even know where to start. 6 weeks ago, I was changing my daughter, my 4-year-old daughter, and
the ocean is our friend.
I noticed that when I changed her, she was red and very sensitive. And immediately, my first thought was, did someone touch her? Oh, God. Gosh. So I asked her, I said, baby, did somebody touch you? And she ended up saying it was Dad.
Let me just show y'all something real quick, right? Right here. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm gonna let the supposed niece of the ex-husband, right? I'm gonna let her say it.
This look, who wipes their eyes all the way up here like this when you're crying? Huh? Who does that? Nobody. If I'm wiping my face, I'm wiping all down here because I'm a sloppy crier. And I'm pretty sure most of y'all are too. I don't know why y'all sitting over there trying to act like them housewives doing all that little... No. Let them tears drop if you real. Because if I'm talking about my baby and something like that happen, oh, I don't care if it's ugly cry or not. I'm gonna have snot and everything coming down my face. But this girl could barely even look at the camera the entire time she was talking on this video. I have no reason to lie to y'all. But I want to let y'all know that the disrespect from my uncle, it has to stop. Because this man has done nothing. And the reason why you don't hear him saying anything is because he knows that this is an open case. And when you have an open case, just like we see on The Housewives with Karen Huger and anybody else that goes through a case, you cannot talk about it until the case is over. So Isis, this is my message to you. I hope to God that you got your ducks in a row. I hope you hired a new lawyer after the last lawyer sat up there and took herself away from your case because she seen that it was no case. So I hope you hired a really good lawyer, or I hope these people give you enough money to where you can get you a good lawyer. Because, baby, you going under the jail. And I hope these people crucify you for all the lies that you have got on here and told.
So that's what the niece said, right? I don't have nothing to say about it. I'm gonna let y'all think for yourself, right? Based on what she said and based on what the niece said, right? Once again, it's he say, she say. This is all allegations. It's, nothing has been proven in court, from my knowledge, right? So let's keep watching.
I felt like my world ended on that day. My husband wasn't home at the time when she told me, but I knew he would be coming home soon, so all I could do was just say no, tell him that you told me. And I just instantly started trying to think of how I could get my kids out of the house, because I knew if I confronted him or asked him about it, that he would just lie, and that he would probably just continue to keep doing stuff to her, but just become more covert or more sneaky or whatever. As soon as my husband got home, he was actually picking up the boys from school, my 2 older boys from school. As soon as he got home, I told him that I was gonna go Halloween shopping with my sister, because I just needed an excuse to get out of the house with all the kids. And I knew if I said something like, oh, I'm going to the grocery store, that it would be suspicious. Like, why am I bringing all the kids, and like packing things, like things that we would need and things like that. So going Halloween shopping was the best thing I could think of to just hurry up and get the kids out of the house. I'm sorry, I had to get myself together. So when I got to the hospital, they basically told me that we had to go to another hospital because they didn't do physical exams, like that kind of physical exam there. So a police officer escorted the kids and I to another hospital where they were able to evaluate my daughters. It ended up coming out that he had actually been touching both of my daughters, who are only 2 and 4 years old.
Online coaches, listen up.
Fellas, one thing I gotta tell you is, if you don't know a woman well enough, do not be coming inside of them. Do not be coming in a condom, right? Unless you physically throw it away in the trash, right? Remember that Drake situation where allegedly he put hot sauce in the condom? How did that woman know that there was hot sauce in the condom, right? How did she know? Well, Mr. Drizzy over here apparently did his thing in the condom, and then he put some hot sauce in that bitch, supposedly, right? Why? Because he was protecting himself, right? So the only way that she found out is if she took that, flipped it upside down, and tried to put it in her yamin as a setup, trying to get Mr. Drizzy Drake, caught up. That man put that hot sauce in it. So all I'm saying, guys, if you don't know a woman, if you haven't known her for a long time, don't be releasing inside of her. Don't be releasing in a condom without throwing it away yourself, because there's women out here who will try to set you up, whether it's for money, whether it's to allege something against you. So all I'm saying, guys, is think with this head. Don't think with the one down there, because the one down there will always get you in trouble.
It still feels like a dream. Like, when this first happened, I just kept waking up every day and just hoping that this was a dream. Because it's literally my worst nightmare. It's my worst nightmare. I myself am a product of RAPE. That's how I came to be. And was also, abused as a child by a neighbor's husband. And I specifically prayed to God that my children would never, ever, ever have to go through this. And I'm just not quite sure how this happened, why this happened,
And if you're the type of guy who goes for kids, you're a fucking weirdo and you deserve the worst of the worst, right? A man who is so fucking pathetic that he can't talk to a woman his age, right? Because if you're 20 years old, right? I see on these Vitaly streams guys who are 23, 24, 25 years old going for 14 or 15-year-olds, right? It's like, bro, 23-year-old women, 24, 25, they look great. So why the fuck are you so damn pathetic that you have to go for a little kid? So, you know, if she really went through some shit like that, I truly do feel bad for her, right? Because that's fucking disgusting. But all I'm saying, guys, is we got to think about things. We got to think about, you know, the source of where this is coming from. We got to think about that, right? Because she's saying one thing, the niece is saying another. Who knows, right? To a certain extent, people have motives behind what they do. People have motives behind everything. In any situation that you get into, you always got to ask yourself, before you get manipulated by someone, always ask yourself, what is the motive of this person, right? What do they have to gain from this, right? If someone has nothing to gain from what they are saying, then 9 times out of 10 is probably the truth, right? Because they don't have no reason to lie. They don't have no reason to make up some story, right? But if someone has a reason and an incentive to make something up, that's when you gotta ask yourself, is there more to this story?
I just don't know how he was able to get away with it and so sneaky, because with my own trauma, I watch my kids like a hawk. Like, I don't like them sitting on people's laps. None of that. And he knows how much I cannot stand men like him. And to think, like, I couldn't even go to sleep in my own house and know that my children are safe. Just by me going to sleep, my children were left unprotected. So I don't know what the future of this channel is going to be. I don't know if I'm going to change the name or what. Yeah.
Holiday deal hunting.
It's kind of our thing.
That's it.
Best Buy door.
Is that the video? Let's watch some of what the niece has to say, right? I haven't watched this video.
You are not a good person. You are not a good mother. You only... And even right now, you're still out there looking for the next victim.
And guys, I don't believe either one of them at face value, right? I don't think you guys should believe anybody at face value. You guys should always dig into whatever it is before you believe it, right? A lot of your beliefs, you don't even question them. A lot of the reasons why you believe what you believe is because your parents taught you. Your parents taught you about this, and that, right? And all your life, you've believed in it. But you've never asked yourself, where does this belief come from, right? Because you were taught by your parents. Why did they teach you that? Well, they were taught by their parents. Well, why do your parents believe in it? Well, again, they were taught by their parents. Why do their parents believe in it? Well, because they were taught by their parents. And it's not even your belief. Your belief should be based on fact. Your belief should be based on you doing research, you looking into things and saying, okay, I believe this because of X, Y, and Z, right? Not just, I believe it because they said it. Anybody who believes things off the rip is a fool, right? If you believe anyone just off the rip, so much on social media is fucking fake. A lot of the big gurus that you see, they're fucking fake. They're falsifying shit. They're making big claims, but in reality, none of it is true, right? Or a portion of it might be true, but a lot of the rest you can be easily manipulated because you just believe them off their word, right? So I'm not saying the woman that's making the claim is lying or is telling the truth. I'm not saying this woman right here is lying or telling the truth. I'm just doing my research, just looking into it, right? Don't formulate an opinion until you have done your research, right? That's why I this video is not really having my opinion based on this, saying no, she's wrong or no, she's right. I'm just keeping an open mind. I'm giving you guys some food for thought. I'm telling you ways that you can protect yourself in the scenario that a woman does lie about you. And I'm giving you food for thought for if you have kids or if you are looking to be in a relationship with someone, to ways that you can protect your kids, right? Making sure you don't let your kids around people that you don't know. Letting them around even parents of friends, right? That's why my parents, when I was growing up, didn't really let me stay in houses of people who they didn't know personally. They would let me stay over at my friend's house, right? Because they were very, very close with their parents. And they were almost like a second family to me, right? They were almost like a second family to me. So they knew them very, very well. So if you're going to have, people around your kids, you got to be very cautious of who you let around, right? Because let's just say all of this is true. And she let a man that she only knew for a week around her kids. It's not very smart to do. It's not very safe. And that could be a reason as to why something like this, if it was true, transpired.
You're out here looking for the next victim, and that's so, I'm laughing because that's so fucking sad. But you need not come for me and mine. You need to know that. Because this man does not deserve it. And I know some that do. But he doesn't. So for all of you out there that had the good mind of thinking that she was a liar and that she was just putting on to get sympathy points, yes, she is. And I'm sorry that the rest of you fell for the okie doke and you have egg on your face right now. Because that's what you get for listening to stupid stuff on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok. You're listening to that stuff and you don't even know the whole story. You don't even care to find out the whole story. You're just going to condemn a person, say that you wish them dead, that they should be under the jail and all this other extra stuff, when the justice system doesn't even feel that way because they don't have any evidence that he did anything.
I just took a blue chew.
Yeah, I see a lot of people in the comments, anyone who says, oh, she might be lying, right? They say, you're defending a sexual predator? It's like, is the law not innocent until proven guilty? People are coming to conclusions condemning a man who they don't know any of the facts. Just like she just said, even the courts doesn't feel that way. Because you can't just immediately attack someone, right? If you go on Vitali's streams, if you go on Vitali, kick.com/Vitali, I love his streams. The man is doing God's work, right? He's exposing these nasty, disgusting creeps. And those guys, they're caught in 4K. The guy that they caught yesterday on yesterday's stream, he brought a bag with like 100 toys. He was trying to mold the parts of a younger girl who was not of age. That guy's caught in 4K. Go after that guy. That guy, there is no refuting the facts, right? Because they have it on video. What does Vitaly do? Vitaly sets up, like Chris Hansen, a decoy. He puts a hidden camera. He has all the texts, all the videos. And these guys are caught in 8K. There is no denying that these motherfuckers are some fucking weirdos. They're some creeps. There's zero way that you can deny that. After being caught like that, the way that they catch them on those streams, there's no denying it. But nobody knows the real story behind this. Nobody knows who's right and who's wrong, who's lying and who's telling the truth. So this is something that, you have to leave it up to the courts to decide who's telling the truth. In the end, if you believe in the justice system, guess what? One person's going to come out as telling the truth. The other person's going to come out as lying. So whoever's telling the truth, whoever's lying deserves to be in jail. If the man's lying about, not doing something to the kids, and in the end it was true, he should be in jail. If the woman is lying and accusing this man, she should be in jail.
Next thing. So please, next topic, next subject. I better not see no more. I better not see no more. Because when he come out, baby, all y'all that's out there right now talking junk are going to be so sick. Because this girl is sick. Her and her son. I'm sorry to say it. Because I don't want to talk about nobody else's kid. But if it's the truth, it's the truth. So they're going to get theirs. Don't worry. They're going to get theirs. And they're going to get the help that they need, hopefully. And I hope all y'all out there that's sitting over there calling my uncle all kinds of names, saying that he needs to die and all this other extra stuff, I hope y'all are the ones that help her get the help. Because y'all need it right along with her. Have a nice day. Signing off.
All right, so you guys just watched what De'Erica had to say about the situation. And like I said, this is just really disturbing to me because at this point, where is the arrest record? If they're saying that children are being abused, why is this father not in jail? They're saying that he went to court and that he was let go. And they were saying this before this woman came out. So his court case has been floating around the internet. The internet detectives have done what they do. They detected and went and pulled his information. And it's very interesting because she didn't even tell people who this man was, didn't post a picture, didn't try to expose him to help other people's children. It was the internet sleuths who found out who he was. And in this court case, it says here, shall not abuse, shall not contact, shall not enter residence, respondent shall vacate home, emergency family maintenance, use and possession of vehicles, surrender firearms, pay costs, additional provisions. And this was just on October 22nd, which was a month ago. There's a lot of holes in this entire situation. And then I find out from you guys in the comment section that she does have 3 children. She recently gave birth not even a few months ago to a little boy. So she has not just the 2 daughters by this man, she also had a son recently. So if this man had been abusing her from day one, why are we 3 children in? It does not make any sense to me.
Interesting.
And I also necessarily don't trust this niece either. I feel like...
Exactly. We don't know. We don't even know if this is the niece, right? We don't know any of these people's stories, right? This is what happens when people put all their business online on YouTube. We don't know these people. We don't know their personal lives. We don't know their tendencies to lie or to make shit up. We just know what we seen, right? We know that the woman is quote unquote hypergamous and follows the sprinkle advice to manipulate men. If you watch the sprinkle advice, and I've reacted to it, it is literally, right? She has literally said you should have multiple men. If the man is old, what should you do? Who cares, right? Just go after the money. Like, she has said shit like divorce the man and take his money, right? So if that's the advice that you're taking, that's the advice of a woman who does not care and will take your money at any cost.
Like if all of these children are having issues, she said that the oldest boy has issues. He was smearing poop on the wall. When kids are doing things like that, that too can be a form of them acting out because they're being assaulted, they're going through things, and they don't know how to express themselves. That's not normal. A child that old, between the ages of, I want to say 8 and 10, playing with fecal matter, that's not normal at all. She's saying that it's the oldest son that's abusing all of the kids. The oldest son tried to throw his younger brother down the steps. The oldest son assaulted his little brother and the 2 little girls. At what point are people, if this is the true situation, where are the police records? Where are the hospital records? Is this just a deep, dark family secret that everybody's sipping tea on? Because this is not tea to me. This is abuse. This is child-on-child sexual abuse. We talked about this a few...
Yeah, this is some serious shit. And that's why I'm not over here claiming that this person is lying, this person tells the truth, because this is a serious situation. You know, she got online and made this video, which I personally think shouldn't be on the internet, right? You shouldn't go online and tell everyone, you know, if this is true, all your personal problems, because this is a serious situation.
Streams ago. This is extremely disturbing, and the way that it's just being talked about, you know, from the trophy wife, the way she spoke on it, to the way the niece is speaking on it. And my whole thing is, what about the children? Where are the kids currently? Where is the CPS investigation? If she went down there to the hospital are mandated reporters. If they found that this little girl or both little girls were assaulted, they had to report it to the police, and CPS also gets called. She's out here asking for GoFundMe money, but technically in situations like this in the real world, CPS is going to find you shelter. They're going to get you into a safe environment. This entire story has literally spun out of control in the past 48 hours since I found out about this story. It's making my head...
Can I show you something that kind of messed me up?
No, buddy, we're watching something right now.
This point. Now, one thing that the niece is definitely trying to do is she's trying to paint her uncle as the sole victim here. And I get it. That's your uncle. You're his niece, allegedly. But your uncle is not a victim here. What I see is 2 people who got together based on superficial bullshit, okay? This trophy wife was looking for a sugar daddy.
And he was looking for a sexy young woman, right? Because from the date of birth, based off what she just showed, I did the math, and I think he's like 50. I think the dude's like 50 years old.
She was looking for somebody to take care of her. Remember, she was in another relationship, was breaking up with that relationship, and then getting ready to move in with this quote-unquote high-value man as she's exiting a prior relationship. So to me, neither the uncle...
That's what they call what? Online, what do they call it? Monkey branching. When a woman... a hypergamous woman will monkey branch, right? She'll still hold on to you while she's looking on for the next guy, and then grab on to the next guy and just continue the cycle, right? Just keep on going from man to man, just trying to climb the ladder.
Or the trophy wife looked at any of these red flags. For the uncle, she was a beautiful, exotical woman. She's young, so of course she's gonna look good on his arm as a trophy wife. You know, he can't have anybody around his age. So it's almost like this was feeding his ego. He's willing to take on a woman that he himself barely knows. He was ready to make her the girlfriend.
Yeah, on the man's end too, marrying a woman after 1 week is crazy. You're gonna marry a woman after 1 week? Right? We're not just talking about the woman's side. We're talking about the man's side too. Marrying a woman after a week is batshit insane. You shouldn't marry a woman, in my opinion, after several years, right? Getting to know her. A few years is good enough to tell what is this woman's character, right? Because someone can hold a facade for long enough, but eventually emotions peer through the facade, right? And you get a glimpse of who this person really is, right? At the beginning of dating, people will put up facades, but as you get to know that person more, that's why I tell you guys to vet these women, to get to know them deeper and deeper, right? Because the longer you're with her, the more situations you're with her in, the more her emotions will show sides of her that you wouldn't have known had you just married her after a week, right? You don't know this person's tendencies. When you get to know anyone, that's why I don't give a fuck to find new friends at this age. I don't need any new friends. I don't want any new friends. Why? Because if I meet someone and they're 25 years old, 30 years old, all I'm knowing you is based off your word. I don't know what you've been doing for the past 30 years. I don't know what you've been doing for the past 24 years. So I'm going to call you my friend, someone who I trust, and all I have to show for it is your word. You're telling me you're a good person. I don't care to have new friends. I don't want new friends because of that. So as a man, it's the same thing when you're getting into a relationship with a woman. When you're getting into a relationship with a woman, guess what? You're taking her on her word. That's why if you ask a woman her body count, why the fuck would you believe that shit? What's your body count? Oh, it's 2. Yeah, 2,000, bitch. 2,000. How the fuck do you know what her pussy's been through? How the fuck do you know that only 2 cocks have been in her pussy? Come on now, dog. What the fuck? Do you got a pussy meter? Do you have a pussy measuring app? Do you have a pussy history tracker? Like, come on, dog. Come on. You got to vet these women. You got to get to know them so that you can see who is this woman, right? Eventually, you'll get to know who this woman is the longer you're with her.
Wanting to marry her and move her into his home. She already established that she quit her $90,000 a year job, which I don't believe she even had, but okay. She quit her job to what? Just go live with him? Because she didn't get pregnant right away. She was bringing nothing to the table except for her looks and the fact that she was arm candy. So this woman's uncle is as superficial as they come. He wasn't looking for a woman of substance, a woman who brought something to the table, who was running her own business, who was handling herself. He was looking for a trophy wife. He was looking for somebody who looked pretty, who could play the part. You know what I'm saying? He could treat her like a doll and then put her back on the shelf when he didn't want to be bothered. And she was looking to be pampered and taken care of. And what happened is that both of these people who started this relationship based on superficial, shaky foundation bit off more than they could chew.
Well, guys, that's the video for today. I hope you took some lessons from this video on how to protect yourself, how to protect your kids, how to protect yourself before getting into a relationship, and to think for yourself, to look into things deeper, and to not just take everything at face value, right? What I gotta say to finish off this video, once again, is I hope whoever is the one to blame in this situation, whoever is lying, they should be in prison for a very long time. Whether that is the man, if he did what he did and he's lying, or whether it's the woman making accusations and she's lying. Whoever it is deserves to be in prison. That's the video for today, guys. Like the video, comment down below, and subscribe. Peace out.